What's up everyone, or welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and welcome to my review of Freakier Friday, the sequel to Freaky Friday, Disney's body-swapping hit from 2003, a favorite among many millennials, including myself. Directed by Nisha Ganatra, the sequel brings back Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan as Tess and Anna, but doubles the body swapping for even more chaos. This time around, Anna is a music director juggling career and parenthood with a little help from her therapist mother Tess, who sometimes oversteps when it comes to Anna's teenage daughter Harper. While at Harper's school, Anna meets Eric, a British chef who also has a teenage daughter named Lily. After a whirlwind romance, Anna and Eric are now planning their wedding, but Harper and Lily don't exactly get along. A chance encounter with an amateur psychic leads to Anna, Tess, Harper, and Lily all swapping places as they face the challenges that come with blending families. Before I jump into the review, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, that way you can keep up with everything I'm posting on the channel, including all of the movie reviews, entertainment news, and more.
Oh, that's interesting. Your lifelines. It's like they've intersected before. You've walked in each other's path. How strange.
Really?
You learned a lesson that may serve you again. Okay, that's enough.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Bye.
Yes, Freakier Friday is yet another sequel out of Hollywood, but believe it or not, Disney actually has a long history when it comes to Freaky Friday. This isn't the first time that they have revisited the Freaky Friday well. So it all started with a children's book titled Freaky Friday by Mary Rogers. Disney adapted that into the 1976 movie starring Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris. Yes, that Jodie Foster. Then there was a 1995 made-for-TV movie starring Shelley Long and Gabby Hoffman that a lot of people probably don't remember. And then we got the 2003 version, which is arguably the best of the bunch. So here we are 22 years later with a sequel that offers nostalgia, but also adds a few new twists that keep the movie from feeling like it's simply retreading old territory. Now, the 2003 version did such a great job of playing around with the body swapping premise. And of course, you had Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, who not only had great chemistry to pull it off, but who also made playing versions of each other look effortless. This time around, we have more people swapping places with each other because new lessons have to be learned. In fact, we have 4 people swapping places, and that adds to the chaos, but it also adds to the confusion. At first, it's a little hard to keep track of who's supposed to be who, but soon it starts to make sense, and thankfully the movie provides enough visual cues to help us out. For instance, the wardrobes that the characters wear are very distinct and help differentiate between each character. Lohan and Curtis are front and center here, playing the two soon-to-be stepsisters who don't like each other. So for most of the movie, they get to have fun playing bickering teenagers who get into some really wacky hijinks. And it was smart for the movie to find a way to focus on them because, let's be honest, they're the big draw here, and the target audience is likely millennials who grew up watching them in the first movie and who wanted to see Lohan and Curtis back together again. But the movie also understands that it needs to appeal to a new generation, and that's where Julia Butters, who plays Harper, and Sophia Hammonds, who plays Lily, come in. They have to play things a little more grounded because they are the adults trapped in the teenage bodies in this swap, but they still get to have some fun when their characters embrace their newfound youthfulness. Now, all of the performances from the main cast are great, but Jamie Lee Curtis literally steals every scene she's in, and that's mostly because she has a lot to do. She's playing an older woman who body swaps with a teenager. This is a teenager who is homesick for London, who's also grieving the loss of her mother, and is also adjusting to her new life in California and facing the prospect of getting a stepsister that she doesn't want. But Curtis is able to handle the complexity of this role, and she has some impeccable comedic timing that brings some really big laughs in the movie's most absurd moments, and she's also able to handle the emotional moments as well. Freakier Friday definitely leans into the nostalgia, and if you've seen the first movie, there are plenty of nods that you will appreciate, including some fun cameos, and there's also a funny callback involving Chad Michael Murray's character, Jake. And the movie also has a decent amount of heart, with characters learning to find common ground after seeing things from somebody else's perspective. Now, Freakier Friday definitely has its fair share of flaws. Some of the characters don't get a ton of development. Manny Jacinto is great as Eric, but he's mostly relegated to being the charming fiancé-to-be and not much else. And although I laughed consistently throughout this movie, the comedy here isn't as sharp as the first movie. This movie also had a few moments that felt like they were just there to pad the runtime rather than move the story forward. Freakier Friday doesn't quite reach the heights of the first movie, but that would be a hard thing to accomplish. The 2003 version of Freaky Friday is an excellent family comedy that also made its mark on pop culture. That movie tapped into the teen angst of the early 2000s, which is why it resonated so well with millennials. And even some 20 years later, people still quote dialogue from it. There are numerous memes that reference specific scenes and moments from that movie. I don't think Freakier Friday is going to have the same relevance, but it's still a fun sequel. A flawed sequel, but a fun sequel. And its heart is in the right place. And it delivers enough comedy, heart, and nostalgia for audiences to enjoy. So those are my thoughts on Freakier Friday, which is out in theaters this weekend. Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know in the comments. While you're here, make sure you subscribe. That way you can keep up with everything I'm posting here on the channel. And stick around for more videos like this.